Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, A Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. Bridget Flores, Julio Monterosa, co-executive directors of Vibes in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Woo woo.
Had a long night last night.
We were reunited.
We were reunited at the LAFC game last night.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. So.
Hey, okay. I thought Julio. So Julio was lost for the weekend. Couldn't get a hold of him. Couldn't get him on the production call. So I'm glad that he's here. I didn't even know if he's going to show
from
up.
time to time.
Yeah.
I take that director of Vibes job title too seriously.
Seriously. He was outside this weekend. I'm glad that he's doing better now. He's glowing. He looks good. So glad to have you back.
To this episode.
Yeah, and we have a very special episode today because we have two guests, not just one but two guests coming to you from Brooklyn FC, holding a backline down.
Woo.
Samantha Rosette, Allison Pantuso. Thanks so much for joining the show. What's going on, y'all?
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so just coming back from Italy, getting into the second half of the USL Super League season. Can you guys just talk about that? Because I feel like that's fresh on the mind, and you guys had a nice little sabbatical there in between the two halves of the season. How did that go?
Yeah, we had a great time, honestly. We were there for about 2 weeks and just got to experience a lot of Italian culture and food and play a lot of football over there. So, yeah, we were lucky to get away from the cold in New York as well. But, yeah.
Yeah, calling it football now.
Yeah, exactly. 2 weeks in Italy and it's football.
And it was nice just to be able to bond together for 2 weeks. Those kind of trips are so special. So it was cool to do it in a beautiful country like Italy.
Yeah, I was watching a few of the vlogs that you all had on YouTube, and I was dying. It was really cool to see the dynamic of the team, in a different setting, but even just to witness it as an outside perspective. I don't know what it looks like, being there with you all directly, but just watching the videos was so funny, and I liked seeing it, especially on the soccer aspect of it, because it'd be soccer clips, you guys in training, but then also you all just vibing out, bringing the energy to the game, or dancing around. It was so cute.
Yeah. Our admin does a great job. I think she does a great job of pulling in what it looks like for us, Ruby. So I'm glad you watched them.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Ruby will love to know that you watched.
Yeah,
I was dying at the elevator situation.
We were too.
I had to replay because I was watching them as I was doing work, and I was like, wait, what is going on? And I thought it was so funny how one of them just started reciting a full script of Step Brothers, and I love Step Brothers, so I was locked in.
Yeah, she killed that actually.
That was so funny.
Jess Garziano is a trip, and Jess Garziano and Hope Breslin trapped in an elevator together probably there's nothing funnier than that.
The best combo to me. Yeah, trapped in the elevator.
Yeah, you could see it. You could see their dynamic from that clip of her perspective of it from her phone, and then just the outside perspective when someone I don't know who it was outside of it that was stop yelling and listen to me.
That was our head coach.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Somebody got benched next game.
I'm gonna have to show them the video because it was so funny to me, especially when she's yelling from the inside of the elevator, I'm being zen. I was cracking up, man. That was so funny.
What y'all didn't see was when we got a group text in our group chat, and it's SOS, we're stuck in the elevator. Literally straight up SOS, and we're
oh my God.
No. And we're we're all eating lunch at the time, and we're Jess, they're stuck in the elevator. And she's like, what? And she goes sprint, and everybody just sprints out of the lunchroom. It was hilarious.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, Bet Online is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, Bet Online continues to be your number one sports betting resource. From every three-pointer to hat trick, Bet Online has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. Bet Online, the game starts here.
How did that happen? Why were they in the elevator when everyone was having lunch?
They were on their way.
Oh no.
Yeah, European elevators though, like they're a little bit sketchy. Like especially
Yeah.
like the single person. Like I'm taking the stairs all day. Like like I get scared, especially in those like tight small ones. Like for like apartments or whatever. Like you could not pay me to get into one of those.
And
Yeah, you're taking a
tall,
risk.
too.
Yeah.
You gotta check the date. When was the last?
The service.
When was the last service?
I don't think they have that. I don't think they have that.
But I think, like those moments kind of obviously bring people closer together for sure. Can you share a little bit more about that? Like what about the trip? What about your time in Italy like really brought you all together or built that bond that you're sharing?
I think like getting to experience a new culture together. I think like from my own experience of playing abroad, like getting to experience that with a small group of people that like are other like foreigners that are going to that country for the first time, it's a very bonding experience. But getting to do that and experience a brand new culture with a full team of girls, is just like really unique and special. Like getting to see each person's like unique reaction to like a new food or like interacting with somebody that they don't speak the same language as and like trying to figure out like how do we buy face wash at the pharmacy like like it's like silly stuff like that, but it's like funny and like a fun experience for everyone. So
Yeah, that's dope. And I did see in the clips as well, like I think you guys were learning how to make pizza or the dough.
yeah.
Yeah, we made some pizzas. We went to like a pasta factory, a bell factory. We got to do lots of little like sightseeing trips together. So they did a good job planning stuff for us.
Yeah, and especially as like a new team coming together, playing together for the first time, like I'm sure moments like that off the field have like a huge role in building that chemistry for being that first year team, right? So how have besides besides the trip to Italy, I know that's a huge caveat, but what's the vibe in the locker room? How instant was the chemistry? Did it take a while? Was there like a little bit of awkwardness at first? How did that all come together when the season first started?
I think we got really lucky. Like the girls on our team are just like wonderful people, honestly. And like it's so rare to like really feel like I feel like I could go to lunch with like one-on-one with anybody on the team and it wouldn't be awkward, and like that's such a rare occurrence on a team of like 24 girls. So we got lucky in that sense, but the vibes in the locker room are just like we enjoy being around each other and like we're just trying to vibe. Like we're just trying to build something here and like enjoy each other while we do it.
Yeah, I think Sam's spot on. I think we got so lucky with the girls, but do you think that we were super intentional at the beginning of the season on like trying to create a culture, knowing that have this unique opportunity, brand new team, like we're making it what we want? And I think Sam as our captain did like an awesome job on sitting us down. We had like meetings on what we wanted, what we expected of each other. So I think a mix of like great people, but also being super intentional from day one.
And
Yeah,
it wasn't just me, it was like our whole like Allie's being shy, like she was also thing.
Yeah, and our coach as well. Like we have culture meetings, like we talk about what we want frequently. So I think it does build the culture a lot quicker that way.
Yeah, and how did that continue like on the pitch? Like as soon as you all started to come together on the field and train together, because that I feel like is a whole nother part of the culture and the dynamic that you also have to build.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think on the field, it always takes a little bit of time. Like, there's going to be a little grace period with each other. But I think the fact that we had the off the field thing pretty quickly, it allowed for a lot of trust on the field. So, we just worked through it together. I think any new team it's a unique situation to have 24 brand new players to each other. So just like pushing through the trainings in the beginning and then, yeah, building on what we saw.
Yeah, and like committing to like our game plans and like the style of play that we wanted to play. I think that we did a good job of that like from the beginning of the season. And I remember like having conversations with some of the players and like this first part of a brand new league, brand new team, like that first part of the year, like it really comes down to like which teams can build chemistry the fastest. Because like you're all brand new and like the one thing that will like bring you back together is that chemistry. And so I think that we like leaned into that both on and off the pitch and like found that to be a strength for us in that first half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the results speak for themselves. First place, heading into the spring half of the season. So it seems like y'all have that so far on luck. I don't want to jinx it. I'm not.
Right. Don't jinx it. There's a lot of work left to be done. There's a lot of work left.
You're like, we're just getting started.
One season.
If the fans are listening and they don't win a game after this, it's all Ramsey's fault.
Oh man, you can't put that on me. You can't put that on me. No. You know what? Honestly, I will take that blame. I'll take that off of you guys. So the fans don't like trash the players, trash me. I'll take that. That's fine. I'll wear that for you guys. But
you will never have another great chopped cheese ever again in your life.
Oh no.
You're gonna be banned from any
bodegas. You're not gonna be allowed.
Bodegas, dang,
no
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I wanted to ask you, Samantha, as the captain, like what is that experience like, knowing that you're coming in as captain and you're helping build a brand new team, 24 individuals who are coming together, not just for the first time, but also for building the foundation of an entire, basically, organization and team that is starting together from the very beginning. What was that experience like for you?
It's an honor. Like, honestly, I think also it's a very special experience for me. It's not something that I take lightly. I'm also like a New York native. I grew up here. My whole family is here. So like building something with longevity and sustainability and something that's built well is really, really important to me and close to my heart. And so it's just like a really like heartwarming experience for me, and to be able to do it like with the girls here on this team in specific, like they lift me up. I have so much fun with them, and so it's just like a really special experience, and it's also like an honor to be able to do that like for the first year at a brand new club. So
as a captain, what do you think is most important in being that person that shows what a day in and out should be like, or be more vocal, letting your teammates know, hey, we got to step it up?
Ooh, I think I'm more of a lead by example person. But I think that like you need both. And we also like have a really strong like leadership group within the team. Like I'm not the only one leading the team at all. I think that everybody finds their own way to lead. And like Allie is like such a strong part of that leadership group as well. And like we have so many different leaders on the team that lead in their own special ways. And I think that that's part of what makes the group special. Is because like even if like maybe I'm vocal on the end of like bringing positivity, but I don't love like holding other people accountable. We have players that like will be like, hey, like step it up, and then we'll have another player that like will completely only lead by example and like won't say anything at all. But like each of those aspects are important.
It sounds like you're talking clearly like a captain, because you're involving everyone's leadership and you're highlighting not just you, but also the qualities that everyone on the team has. For you, Ali, like what would you say, being a part of the same process as well, like where do you think like you had to step in and kind of bring in your strengths in the process of building the team?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think our team is like a huge mix of different experiences. So something that I could bring is that I do have experience playing pro. We have a pretty young team, but I've played for quite like a while. I think played 4 years before. So just trying to like use some of my experience with already having played in this environment, and then also playing in like a lot of different environments. You know, Brooklyn is a startup, so like a lot of different things that people aren't used to, I've been used to before. So trying to, use that, explain to girls the situation, or, talk through it. Basically, I would say is, what I've been trying to do.
Yeah, I think experience definitely goes a long way for a lot of people to kind of not just like lead by example, but also kind of talk through like the experiences you've had, or share, some wisdom from what you've seen outside of it, especially for the younger ones who are starting off, their journey, or are coming from a different journey. So I'm sure all of you and the rest of your teammates are doing a great job at that. I mean, you're in first place, so it speaks for itself.
Yeah, Bridget tries to lead us because she micromanages us. She's not the person that lets us do our thing. she'll like be right above our heads telling us what to do. So
Yeah, clearly doesn't lead by example too because you showed up late today. So,
Okay, but I was leading another group, so I don't know what to tell
she's a
you.
few minutes late, tells us everything is wrong
she's
with
the
us.
vocal. She's the vocal leader. She doesn't lead by example. Yeah,
I'm like, I'll be there.
I have to
Go
tell you
ahead.
for Sam, she leads by examples, but this girl gives one hell of like a pregame speech talk. She's so good at a speech. So she's got that too. Don't worry.
all right, admin, we got to get that on the socials too.
Yes.
We'll
Just
send
like
that
a
out. Yeah.
Quick reels of each pregame talk.
Yes. No, they're good. They'll give you chills.
What
Yeah.
gives you
You
the
might have
chills
to
about
bleep
it?
it out a lot though.
Oh, so you're not eating W's like the quarterback?
Jameis Winston. Yeah.
What about him, Ali? Is it that like gives you that like, oh yeah, like we're about to go in this and go hard?
I think I just like believe everything she says because I know she believes it. You know, like whatever her like theme is for that day, I just know her heart's in it, and it like gets everyone so hype.
Right.
She knows exactly what to say. I'm telling you, short, sweet, but yeah, gets us pumped for sure.
We've all been.
You know it's true.
We've all like listened to like a coach give a speech that they did not have their heart into it, like
100%.
and there's nothing worse than that, like
Yeah.
you're just sitting there like, yo, he doesn't believe anything that this like there's no way that they're like, so you like that conviction is key in delivering the
100%,
speech.
yeah.
Julio's really good at giving like those. I start to believe him when he starts to try to convince me to go out. Like I really get into it. I'm just like, you know what? If you're gonna be there, I'm gonna be there too because you're right. Like you can't be the only one outside. Like I gotta help you. I gotta be there for you. So
And
he's
he
really
believes
good.
that. He
And
believes
he
that.
believes
So you
it.
do.
So I think he's
Sounds
kind of like you,
he's a good
Sam.
leader.
Yeah, he is. He leads by example.
Yes, I do lead by example.
In the streets.
First round's on me.
And then I'm at home watching it all on Instagram. I'm like, yo, they went after. Julio is about that. He's about his talk. Like he will back it up for sure.
I gotta stop doing that.
He gets too invested in his role.
Gotta stop.
But we love a team player. We love a team player.
Yeah, definitely. I'm that player that would do all the dirty work.
On and off the pitch.
Hey, yo.
Relax. So I'm the player that I'll get that silly yellow if I have to. So
You need that.
That's important.
that's important. Yeah, that's me, and I take my role seriously.
You guys mentioned the experience that you both have playing abroad, playing overseas, all across Europe, Kazakhstan in your case, Samantha. But coming home, and especially for you, Sam, playing in New York where you're from, but even Ali getting a chance to play back in the United States, what was that like? And when you got the opportunity to play for Brooklyn, what was going through your head? How did that all come about?
You want to go? I could go first.
You go first.
So it was a bit of a like unique experience because I had like met Jess like prior to her being like obviously like being Brooklyn being a thing basically. I had trialed at her previous club in France like 2 years ago, and then she had enjoyed like working with me and everything, but she ended up not being the coach of that team the following year. And I ended up signing with a different French club and having a wonderful year in France and like a very successful season and everything. And then when the opportunity at Brooklyn came up, she reached back out to me. And obviously she knew I was from New York and how passionate I was about growing the game in New York City. And she called me and she was like, how would you like to like be a part of the first like Brooklyn FC team ever in existence? And I was like, whoa. Because I truthfully like I was loving being abroad at the time, and I like the Super League was interesting. Like I loved that they were starting a new league in the US and everything, but like I wasn't necessarily like having my heart set on coming back to the Super League or coming back to the US at that point in my career. I was like enjoying being abroad, but when the opportunity came up to be at Brooklyn and to do this like in my home city, like at the first like New York City proper like professional women's soccer team like ever, like for me I couldn't pass that up.
So cool, Sam. Yeah, I think like obviously New York's far from home for me, but just being in the US was like so exciting. I think the Super League kind of came like all at once for me. I didn't really know anything about it, and then all of a sudden it was taking off. And luckily, I have a great agent, and she reached out to Brooklyn, and they put a deal together. And I mean, I was immediately interested in Brooklyn. I think any opportunity to like move to New York or live on the East Coast, I had never done it. I was like thrilled to have the opportunity. So, and it's really nice playing in the US. I also really love my time in Europe, but just having like my family's been able to come to games and being so much closer to home, it's been really, really nice.
Today's podcast is also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Use our code URBANPITCH, that's one word, no spaces, to get a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're going to start playing their Pick'em game, where you can make picks on your favorite players and teams. All you have to do is pick whether they'll go higher or lower than their expected stats. We'll share our picks here and on social media channels, and you can play along with us. Let's make watching sports even more fun with Underdog Fantasy.
What has the experience been like from like the New York side? Like, how have people taken it in? Like, what has been your experience with the fans and like the build up on the outside looking in?
I think it's been like really cool to see it grow. I think like as everybody knows, like we were supposed to be playing in Brooklyn and then we weren't, and we were playing actually in Inwood for the first half of our season at Columbia University Stadium. So we weren't able to connect with as much of our like Brooklyn fan base as we probably would have been able to in that first half of the year. So we're really, really excited to be playing at Maimonides Park in Coney Island in Brooklyn in the second half of the season, now in the spring, because we will be able to connect with more Brooklyn-based fans. Obviously, like we're Brooklyn FC for a reason. So like that just has that draw in and of itself. But we still had like a really cool group of like core fans that were coming out to pretty much most of the home games. And for me, the coolest part was like seeing all the young kids. We had this one like core group of like 10 little girls that were coming to like every match, and they would like walk out with us, and like they were just like the best, and it was really cool to like interact with them, and like that's the whole point, you know, like
Right.
so that was cool for me.
Yeah. Having the kids out is always the best part, I think. And like Sam said, hopefully in the second half, we have more of an opportunity to connect with Brooklyn. I think just getting our feet settled a little more will help.
Yeah, and we're all West Coasters here, Allison included. So what can you talk about the difference between playing in Inwood versus playing in Brooklyn versus playing in Manhattan or in Queens, or I know it's kind of a joke, but that people make fun of, Red Bull New York being actually from New Jersey and all this and that. So talk about the geographical, I don't want to say politics, but like almost like the different states of mind, if you will, from each neighborhood in New York.
If you wanted a geography lesson, you could have just said that.
Yeah.
He's all about
He has a project to turn in tomorrow.
Education.
Right.
You could tell he leads the charge.
No, I mean, New York City, like people in my experience, like are very passionate about being from New York, but you're also like passionate about your borough. So like me, I'm like from the Bronx. So like I'm very passionate about that. And like everybody knows that I'm very passionate about that.
Bronx girl.
Yeah, but like I still feel very connected to Brooklyn, like as a borough, because like New York City, like it's very easily accessible to get from like one borough to another. So like you spend a lot of time like going from the Bronx to Manhattan to Brooklyn to Queens. Not so much going to
right. No ferries or what? You're not a fan of the ferry?
Listen, the Staten Island ferry is a good time, I will say.
Nice views.
Right. So I think we want to draw from the fan base of the entire city. Obviously, like Brooklyn FC, like has its connotation of being like from Brooklyn, but like clearly we are like the New York City team because we're playing in all the boroughs and doing all the things in all the boroughs.
Right.
You're basically representing a piece of every part of it, so why not?
Right.
And so having the NWSL in the same kind of market with Gotham, is there like a rivalry that you sense between the two fan bases, or has it all been, just more of a like collective push to keep growing the game in New York?
I haven't seen much of a rivalry. I don't know about Sam. I think like from our perspective, more opportunity is great. So like having, more clubs in the market is a good thing for women's sports. And hopefully one day we'll get to like scrimmage each other and I don't know, train against each other. But yeah, I think we support them and hope that they support us as well.
Yeah, I agree. And like I have friends on Gotham, like they're excited for us, we're excited for them. Like I don't think it's much of a rivalry, at least on the player side. I don't know about the fans.
Yeah, they're in Jersey anyways too, right? So
I think the representation is a different thing, but like you said, I would also agree. And I think, and we've had our conversations here as well about just seeing women's sports growing more and more, like not just in soccer, but also basketball and beyond that. Like you're getting to see more teams come together, more ownerships within, professional athletes helping grow the sport. So I know that when Brooklyn FC was announced, I was pretty excited. And I'm not even from New York, but just first of all, my name starts with the B, so that's already like something I'm like, I'm probably gonna rep that because the B is hard. Like the
logo too.
Jersey,
the logo.
I need a jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
No, the jerseys go hard though. The jerseys those are the best in the league, in my opinion.
Honestly, it's super fresh. Like I could see
so
myself
clean.
rocking that every day, different fits. Like I already have a vision for it. So if you do want to send one,
yeah, we got you.
It's giving you need a jersey.
Yeah, it's giving. I should rep the jersey. It's giving I should go to a game.
Yes.
It's giving I need to go to New York.
100%.
Yeah, we
need to plan that.
Yeah, we talk too much. We like every guest we have, we got to go there. We got to go here. So we have like 12 different trips. New York has been, obviously, we've had a good amount of guests from New York. So
yeah, how
New York
is New
has
York
been
not number one? Come on.
I mean, it is. It probably
Especially
is.
after meeting the two of you, like now we have to do it. Make
so
it
I think
happen.
that's got to be the next trip for us.
I got my varsity jacket and my Timbs ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
The Timbs.
Oh yeah.
But just being like the energy in New York seems to be a lot different. Even though I've never been there, but talking to people who were born and raised in there, like we had the Cooligans in here last year, the year before that, I don't remember, but they just have like a different energy, a different swagger about them. And then when they talk about the city, you can tell like it's a different love for it. Like, I mean, us being from LA, like we still have that love for our city, but I don't know what it is. Like, what is it about New Yorkers that they just have that connection to the city?
I think like honestly, it's just hard. Like New York is a hard place to be sometimes. And so like when you are like surviving and thriving in New York and like you're doing that like 6 centimeters from somebody else on the subway, like you're looking at each other and it's like, damn, we're doing this thing. Like good on us. You know what I mean? And so there's this like almost like there's this passion of like being from New York and like doing New York, but also like getting through it like in a community way. Like I feel like New York is very much like you have to be kind of community oriented to live this close in such close quarters to one another.
Yeah,
and I think that's something we tried to like bring into the team. I know a lot of us aren't from New York, but like talking to the New Yorkers and talking to our ownership, they're like, Brooklyn is gritty. Like people work hard in Brooklyn. Like this is what we want for you guys. And we've tried to like make that our identity as well and just be like a gritty team that works hard and like stays in it and stays together and just try to like use New York to help us on the field, I guess.
Yeah, and Sam, you're born and raised out there, so I sense, like what everything you're sharing, like you definitely represent that. I don't know if I could survive in New York. Like I think about it, I'm like, I don't know if I could live in New York. I would love to, but I just don't know if I can make it. For you, Ali, what was that experience like going into it and like having to adjust to the New York lifestyle?
Yeah, I was so excited and it was an easy adjustment for me. I know it's not for everyone, but like I love being on the subway. I love not driving. I love like, I don't know, walking to the grocery store, all that stuff is like perfect for me. So I think it's been an easy adjustment, although I've moved around a lot. So it wasn't like my first big move, but yeah, I think the New York life is so great. I'm so happy to be here.
No, and Allie is crushing New York. Like
Thank you.
she brings me places. Like she's like, "I should
There
look
you go.
place, like do this thing. And it's so fun. Like I also enjoy like experiencing New York through like the people that are like the people on my team that are new to here. They're like so excited about it. So it's really fun
Because
for
it's
me.
so magical when you're new. Like it's just such a beautiful city. There's so much to do. There's so much to eat. Like it's a good place.
Yeah, it's always fun experiencing new things. I know I went to Brooklyn. I didn't go for too long, but the days that I was there, I had a great time. Like I was just like loving to like walk. I remember walking down. I can't tell you what streets, but I remember we were like trying to figure out what to do at night. We were walking down the streets, and I could just hear like really good vibes, like music playing, and I'm like, we should go there. Like let's follow the music, and it ended up being like this super sick like Afro Caribbean like party that was like, it was like a pop-up, and we had the time of our lives, and then things don't close till like 4 a.m. so we were out all night. It was great.
Yeah, I feel like there's a spot for everyone. Like you can always find what you're looking for. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, so we'll hit you guys up when we're out there.
Yeah, for sure.
This spring we'll check out a game, and then you can show us some new places to hang out at. Yeah, cool. I know it's getting late on the East Coast, but I did want to shout out the Players Network, and because I know we've had pro women's soccer players on and talking about the opportunities and just how difficult it is, especially from college players looking to go pro that might not have been at the North Carolinas or the Stanfords, and that don't have the resources to find that pathway. And we had Darielle O'Brien, I think to start our first guest of the year, and she talked about she had maybe like 5 or 6 years from when she graduated to when she made her pro debut, because she was just working hard and trying to find a place, and it took a while. So building that network and being a co-founder of that, Samantha, what went into it, and what are you looking to highlight with the Players Network?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky to be able to do it with my two co-founders, Gabby Cuevas and Bree Reed. And like we all have our own niches of it. The Players Network is an organization created by players for players to help empower players with the knowledge, like tools, connections, and resources that they need to have more power in their careers. So like exactly what you're talking about, to like help players find those new outlets into the game. And we do that through building community. So essentially we connect players with other players to help them find teams, learn about agents, learn about like different opportunities, whether a team is a good place or a bad place to go, what their experience was like there, how to navigate getting a visa, how to navigate, like, how do I make a highlight reel? How do I create my CV? Like the list goes on. And we really wanted to tap into the collective power of the players, because at the end of the day, we've had the most success coming from help from one another, from our former teammates, from our friends, from our friends' friends. Like I think in the women's soccer community, it's a very unique and powerful place because we just like want to see each other win. And we want to see the sport win. And like that means like more and more women playing at the professional level and growing the game through that. So yeah, that's kind of where it was born out of, and it kind of has changed and maneuvered its way. We've been around for 2 years now, so that's pretty cool. And we're growing a lot. So,
And I want to give huge props to Sam. Like, they're actually helping the game so much. I think when I like began playing in Europe, you're kind of like, it's a like sink or swim situation. Like you kind of go into teams not knowing anything. I remember every team I would like try to find someone on Instagram and DM them and be like, what was your experience? Like, it's really difficult to get any sort of information, like information about agents, anything. You're kind of just like searching for help, and they basically like centralized it. And it's like so amazing. And I'm so happy to know you and like see you guys do this. And I really think they're helping so many players and like just grow the game for everyone. So shout out Sam, Gabby, everyone.
Shouts to y'all. That's a really cool network that you've been able to build, and just going through the website and seeing the list of the players that are on there, and it's awesome to see from a player standpoint, for you to have started that's like a pretty, or to help start that. I won't put all the credit on you. I know you don't. You're quick to shout out your co-founders too. So, but just being able to do that is such a huge step in the game, like growing the game.
Yeah, and a resource like that, I think it's super necessary, especially for growing the game, especially for women. I know growing up myself, I've talked about this a few times before, but just I wish I knew where I could find some sort of resources or a better understanding of how to be a part of like the pro sports world. I didn't know that was even a thing for me growing up. I just loved playing soccer, and had I known like there was opportunities beyond high school, I definitely would have tried my best to make that happen. But we all have, for whatever reason, we all go through different paths. And now that I'm older and like I've had opportunities to meet women pro soccer players and pro athletes, that is for me the way that I give back to the younger generation, and I connect them and I link them. So knowing that there's a website and a resource that exists that I can send over to them and be like, you don't have to figure it out right now, but here are a few things that you can look into, read through, like some players that you can research that could potentially spark something for you. And that is something that can go so far for so many of like the younger girls that are trying to figure out what soccer means to them, or just where they want to take their soccer experience. So huge shout out to you all, to Brooklyn FC, and just everyone that's a part of growing the women's sports.
Thank
I
you.
love that. Yeah, thank you.
It's a great spiel. That was a great.
I know. I don't know where that came from.
I had
From the heart.
I had a whole tear in my eye.
Oh, it did come from the heart.
Talk about pregame speeches. That was a good one right there. I'm ready to run through a wall
Now
right
let's
now.
go out there and win.
Let's go out now. Let's go out. Ready.
I said let's go out and win.
Oh, no.
In life.
He heard "Let's go out," and
Selective hearing.
he was there. I'm there. Yeah. All right.
I'm there.
I guess speaking of like things that hype us up, maybe we can go into just talking about what are you all, for you, like getting into like game mode, and before you go into the pitch, what is that thing that motivates you? Is it like, it could be like a song or just a ritual you do or routine that you do? Like what is that for you going before like getting ready for games?
Sam, I know you got a whole ritual. Do you want to start?
Do you hop 3 times with your right?
Plan.
You hop 3 times with your right before you enter the field? What is it?
I got a whole activation thing that I do, but
Holy Spirit, activate.
Like before that, I mean meditating is huge for me. I always like meditate before a game, which feels like very grounding and helpful for just like kind of getting everything out and just focusing on like the task at hand, and also getting to be present. Like we're getting to play the game we love, like in front of people, like for our job. Like that's awesome, and like I want to like be fully present and enjoy that. But for getting hyped up, like I'm not gonna say that like meditating hypes me up.
Right.
But
That'd be concerning if it did.
Yeah. No, I have my trusty pregame playlist that I've had since college. I just keep adding to. But right now, Russ is at the top of my list. Russ and J. Cole for sure.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I've got my playlist. It's actually like quite calm. I like to be a little bit calm before the games and just go through my normal methods of activating. I like a routine, I put on my shoes at the same time and put on my top at the same time, everything like that. But yeah, just calm. I try to like not meditate as Sam does, but like speak the same things to myself and in activation and stuff, and just get my mind right. And then just try to have fun when we're playing. Like I feel so lucky to be playing in Brooklyn. So I think I try to remember that, like in warm-ups and when the game starts, like you're so lucky, just go have fun, enjoy your time. And that's what I try to tell myself before a game.
Yeah, that's real. Do you also have a trusty music playlist?
Yeah, I do. Well, actually, no. I would say I switch it up. It's like totally my mood, and I use Spotify. Like I'll type in like chill hip hop, like whatever I'm feeling that day.
Did you all say it was Ruby that made the videos, the vlogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to tell Ruby to make like a playlist of the day, or like what's the song you're listening to before a game.
Oh, she would love that. We'll
Yeah,
let her
that'd
know.
be
We'll
fun.
tag you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and normally we charge a consulting fee for this.
Okay.
So
I'll let her know.
We're just building this friendship, so
Yeah.
we'll let that go for free.
We'll have Ruby on the pod next and
Yeah.
get her POV, their POV.
But
be a
listen,
good
I know, we promised not to keep you up too late, so we're going to wrap things up from here. But once again, thank you all so much for taking the time to speak with us. I know we've been trying to make this happen for a while, and, things come up, things pop up, so I'm glad we were able to get this done. And hopefully we'll get to see you guys in person when we get to Brooklyn this year. I'm going to keep saying it until it actually does happen, because I've said this.
Manifest.
I feel like, it's a broken record at this point. Every guest that we have is like, yeah, we're definitely going to see you. We're definitely going to go there. But we're making it happen. 2025 is the year we're making it happen. So looking forward to that. And once again.
We say it all the time. We forget there's 50 states.
Yeah, 50 states and even more cities. But again, Sam and Ali, thank you so much. Best of luck to you. We're going to keep watching, and appreciate you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. For Julio Monteroso, Bridget Flores, Sam Rosette, Ali Pantuso, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see you next week.